Whenever I feel that sun in the morning, I always feel so good. Good morning, y'all. Hope y'all have a blessed day today. And today, I want to talk about a deep topic, like I do every single day. Spirituality is not all love and light. It's not all positive vibes only, oh, I'm happy, all of that. Spirituality is the way of life. It is not something that you go to and you automatically start feeling better about yourself and loving life. It literally takes you through the life experience in a more healthier, growing type of way. Today I want to talk about my experience with the dark night of the soul. It's a stage that you go through when you dive into spirituality to learn more about yourself. Because to get to the light side of the life, the happiness, peaceful, all of that, enlightened, you have to travel through the dark. You have to go through hell to get to heaven, basically, in a way, so you can understand it. But the dark night of the soul is a stage in life where you basically dive deep into your shadow side, dive deep into the trauma side. The whole world is against you, almost. Nobody understands you. You barely even understand yourself. You feel so lost in this stage. But this is also the stage where you truly find yourself. That's what makes it so beautiful. So my experience with the dark night of the soul, it was like happening before I had my full spiritual awakening and like during my first month of my spiritual awakening. It was like a simultaneous thing. It was kind of crazy. So I was feeling kind of confused, and I always did hate when I felt confused about something in life because I'm that type of person that likes to know everything and be informed by everything. So when I'm confused, I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I was confused about life. Then I had my spiritual awakening. Then everybody started looking at me different, like I was a whole different person. I got called crazy a lot. I started looking at myself like, who the fuck am I for real? And this is where life hits the fuck out of you. When you see people start changing up on you, when you start developing into who you truly are and not the fake ego persona that you have been putting on all your life, forced on you by society. I kind of felt like an anti-hero, no lie. Like, I was fully taking on, some of y'all watch anime, that Sasuke role. If y'all watch superhero movies, I guess I was calling myself like a fucking Deadpool or something. I knew I was a good person, but it was like everybody was looking at me in like this vicious way. And I was like, what is going on? But this is the part where you shield yourself off from reality. In the dark night of the soul, this is where you go in full isolation mode. So I deleted all social media. Most of the day I was chilling in my fucking room, like for 2 months straight. Just me, myself, working on myself constantly, doing the shadow work, learning the spirituality, learning more about who I truly am because I didn't know at the time. And when you isolate yourself, that's when you start to feel lonely at first. You develop this little loneliness and depression for a little bit during the beginning stages of, or really in the middle stages of the dark night of the soul. You develop this shit. But then as you learn more, as you travel down the road, this is where many people get scared and they run the other way. Because in this reality, we have been trained to not take on the challenges. Like, if it's too hard, I gotta go. Only a few small percent of people really take on that challenge and complete it. But when regular people like run into the dark night of the soul stage, they turn and they run away. They go back to their past self, the addictions, the ego-filled self. Dark night of the soul is transitioning you from your ego self to your true self, your higher self, basically. That's what the dark night of the soul is. So when people are going through this hard stage in the spiritual path, some people look at it like it's too difficult and they just stop the stage right there and they never go back to it because they're too scared to face that dark side of themselves. But for the people that has pushed through this dark side and has accomplished the other side of the mountain, they realize how meaningful and how much of an important experience that is to go through the dark night of the soul. So you may feel lonely and depressed if you're in the dark side of the soul right now, but one thing I learned that helped me resonate with it so much: you are never truly lonely when you find out who you truly are. So even though I was alone for those 2 months, I was never lonely. I was getting proper guidance from my spirit guides, from my higher self, giving me answers. The universe is giving me constantly answers. That's why it's important to live in the present moment, because the present moment has everything that you need if you could realize it and grasp it. But the dark night of the soul is a very important stage in my growth as a soul. And it was beautiful, painful, dark, scary at times. It is probably one of the most challenging stages that you will go through in this life, is finding out who you truly are through the dark night of the soul. But it all helps you at the end. And I'm still growing. There are certain stages. I'm still doing shadow work every single day. When I catch it, when I realize that I need to work on this, I work on it, I hone in, and I go back in the gym with my mind. This life that we live, we are supposed to grow each and every day. So stay up. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, putting out videos every day. Probably gonna drop a part 2 to this, explaining more on what the dark night of the soul is, but I covered over a lot in this one. So love y'all. Hope y'all have a great day. Peace.